Now that you've got all that done, you're going to want to make sure that this thing is sized properly to go in game. The easiest way to do that is go to Run Script. You're going to want the GPX model importer. Load GPX model, and then just go to your Halo root directory, tags, weapons, assault rifle, and choose the assault rifle.gbx model. Import. Alright. Now, first of all, it is pointed the same. Yes, it's pointed the same direction. Okay, perfect. So now just grab the scale tool and shrink down your model until it seems like it's the right scale with the assault rifle. I'm going to choose the assault rifle and hit Alt X to make it transparent, and I'm going to select it and the UMP and choose Hide Unselect to get rid of all the nodes and markers and such for now. But the UMP should, basically the easiest way to decide is make the handles about the same size. The rest of the gun will generally just sort of end up the right size. Okay, now you can go ahead and delete that assault rifle model, unhide all, choose your gun and hide selected, and then select all and delete all of those nodes from the assault rifle. If you want to, you can use those. It's a good way for beginners to know what kind of nodes and markers they need. In fact, I may just go ahead and use some of these. Let's see, go to front view. I'm going to grab the primary trigger. I don't like having them as big as Halo uses them, so 0.5. Just go ahead and place that right in front of your barrel. Smoke. That should just be like right on top of the primary trigger, but slightly higher. You can delete secondary trigger, flashlight, left-hand cyborg, and left-hand marine should just be sort of roughly where the third-person hands should be placed. There we go. I'm just going to delete all of the frames. We'll use the frame gun. Select all and choose unlink. We'll set up links later. So shrink that down to a more reasonable size, probably a little bigger than the markers. And there we go. Okay. The shell ejection, we still want that. 0.5, and just put it right on top of your shell ejection. Delete secondary ejection. Ground point, we will want basically this tells it where the ground touches the gun. It's about midway through this sphere, and the positive Y direction is going to be the positive direction at this point. So just place it about right there. Okay. Now you're going to need to divide up your gun into the various parts that need to be animated. So I'm going to choose element selection. Choose the magazine and select detach. Name it magazine. Choose your charging handle. Again, detach. Charging handle. Trigger. If you want to animate your selector switch, then you can do that too. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to leave it. Okay, so now that you have all these things detached, select the main section of the gun and call it UMP 45. Now we need several more frames. Everything that needs to move needs to have a frame. I'm going to put the frame for the magazine sort of right in the middle here, because I figure that's where he'll grab it to pull it out. The frame for the trigger. I'm going to make it smaller, and I'm just going to put it right at the top of the trigger. Frame for the charging handle. I'm going to leave it pretty small. In fact, even smaller than that. Okay. So this should be called frame charging handle. Frame magazine. Frame trigger. Now you're going to want to go ahead and go through and select each. First select each part of your actual mesh, the gun itself, and go to the hammer icon and choose Reset X Form and Reset Selected. Then right-click on this. Select each of these. Convert them back to uneditable poly, and then right-click on this and make sure all of these are at 100. Otherwise, your model tends to end up inside out in game. Obviously, you don't want that. Okay, perfect. Now, go ahead and choose your link tool here and select each part and link it to the frame that you created for it. And then select all of the other frames and all of your markers and link them all to the frame gun. You can choose the select by name feature here and check if you missed anything, which we did. Alright, need to link the frame trigger, the trigger to the frame trigger. And there we go. Perfect. So now go ahead and save this. You go to Max Script, Run Script, JMS Exporter, and you're going to export the JMS file. Navigate to, let's see, tags, weapons. Come on. Where is it? Oh, sorry. Data, weapons, UMP45 models, and then save this as UMP45. Make sure you don't have any spaces, and save that. Now you're going to want to export again, and go to FP models, and again UMP45. Now ideally you want to have two different models, one third person, one first person, higher detail on the first person model, but you don't really have to do that unless you're just really trying to make it look good. So now we're going to do the collision geometry, so I'm going to save as physics and save this as collision dash geometry. Create a box that roughly has the same size as your gun. Obviously there's a lot more that you can do with collision geometry than this, but for a gun you really don't even need it. So name this object collision geometry, convert it to an editable poly, select all of the faces, clear the smoothing groups, assign it to material ID 1. Oops. Now delete your gun. Just gonna hide that for a minute so I can get all the different pieces. Now unhide all. Attach this to the frame gun. You want to create just a gray material. still multi-sub object, discard old material. Cancel that, no. And then name this collision geometry. Collision geometry again. And apply it. I believe that's it. So save that. Run script, JMS exporter, export JMS data. Now navigate to your physics folder and save this as collision-geometry. Okay, that's it for that part. Okay, so our next step is going to be to do the animations. So I'm going to save as, go to animations, create a new folder called max files. I'm going to name this base position. Now I'm going to go to import, merge, and go to the tutorial folder, and you should see these first person arms. Go ahead and merge those. You're going to want to select everything. Okay, I'm going to change that from pink because it bothers me. And now let's move this over here. Okay, so the easiest way to work with this is going to be to first select this mesh and right click and freeze selection. That way you can only select the bones under it, since that's the part you need to be animating anyway. So go ahead and grab the right wrist controller, just move it back a little bit for the moment. We'll adjust that here in a minute. And then use the don't ever move the actual mesh itself when you're animating. You only want to move the frames. In fact, the best thing to do is go ahead and select all of these pieces of mesh as well, and freeze the selection.